Howdy, everybody. Hope you're doing well. We're dealing with some crazy stuff going on right now, and we're all going to handle it together. We're all going through it together, so nobody's alone. Yesterday, I sent out an email to all of you, just explaining to you the efforts that Eric has been taking to keep Lateral clean. He's done a good job, and Lateral is still open. But I have decided to not work with anybody in person. And mainly, I just want to do that to keep the spread down. We're really talking on the news. They always talk about that curve. So I'm really just trying to do our part to not help that spread any further. And I assume that all of you understand that. So the reason what I'm going to be doing now is sending out a daily video. And in that video, I hope to do things, one, just to keep in touch with you and open that communication. You can always reach out to me the same way you've always been able to: email, phone call, or text message. If you just want to talk because you just want to break from reality, and we've been working together for 14 years or many years, I miss you guys too. So this is all a challenge. And so feel free to reach out to me at any time. That's why I want to do it. And I've got my notes here, what I want to do. The other one is I just want to let you know that I'm here for you. So please use me as a resource. Each day, what I want to do is send to you some content, okay? And that content's going to involve an exercise of the day. It's going to involve nutrition tip. I don't know how many of you know this, but I have last year until, let's see, I think it was March I graduated in February. I earned a nutrition certification called Precision Nutrition. I'm started to work with a couple of you on that anyway. I've kind of kept it a little low as I work out my coaching skills on that. But I think this is a really good time to start implementing those with you when you're at home and we're at home more, we're nervous eating or something like that. So I'm going to send nutrition tips. I'm also compiling some book lists. So to work on our mindset. This is as we've talked about, it's a scary time for all of us. Is how do we tackle this, and how do we use this, our conscious brain, or our choices to handle it in the most productive way as possible. So I'm going to be sending some articles, and maybe sometimes it's just a quote that I found over the years. So I'm going to do that. Along those lines, my first tip for you is there's actually kind of two, and it's really one, but it's to journal. So every day, I've been doing this since last year, September of last year, before my trip to Iceland with my folks. I started journaling. And in that journal, every night, I put in there 3 things that I'm grateful for. And then followed after those 3 things that I'm grateful for, I followed up with, what did I do well that day? What could I do better? And how am I going to do it better? So every day I do that. So I encourage you to just find a notepad and journaling and just putting stuff down. That's helpful. The second thing I started doing was this year, part of my course is called Read to Lead. It was through Daily Stoicism. And the whole point of this is the lesson number 1 was create a commonplace book. And I saved it here. The commonplace book is a place to put down my thoughts, quotes, questions, interesting tidbits from studies, citations, or links to interesting articles or podcasts. So that's what I use it for. And then I've gone through, and you can see in here my typewriter handwriting. But you can see in here I have different quotes and different little thoughts and stuff that'll help me. So in the future that I can reference. And so if you have a notebook that you can use, that might help you just to get through this time as well. It's helping me, using it as some guidance during this time that we're going through. So those are my 2 tips for today. What I was thinking about with this is, if it's helpful for you, it could be helpful for other people. So share this with your loved ones. Share it with your friends, your coworkers. We're all going through this. So if you think what I'm putting out there, the content is helpful for you, and you think it would help for somebody else, share it with them. If you're going, Martin, I'm getting enough emails about all this crap, totally get it. just send me an email or a text and say, hey, Martin, thanks, but just take me off your list. No hard feelings. We'll see you when we get back to training here soon, okay? My last thing for the day, I want to end it with a quote, and this is from Abraham Lincoln. He had a long speech, but he essentially at the end said this, and this too shall pass. Be well, folks. I'll talk to you tomorrow.